Hi guys, welcome back to Scandinavian Alps Coffee in the heart of Norway. Today we're talking about the
Hario Switch recipe.
Yeah.
That we created for the World Brewers Cup for the National Brewers Cup Championship in 2020.
Okay.
It was the Hario Switch. Lately, the last 5-6 years, this dripper have been really popular. It's possible to use both immersion and percolation. But I think it came out on the market in 2019. I competed in Brewers Cup in Norway in 2020 before COVID. I was actually planning to use something else, but Lise Remo from Kaffa said just, yeah, you have to use this. Okay, yeah, well, sure, why not? And played around with recipes, watched some of the previous champions, what they did. And we created a recipe for the Switch. And to my big surprise, Hario actually said that this recipe, if you go to Google and just search Hario Switch recipe, this recipe is one of the most viewed pages on Hario Europe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, then we had to make an episode on it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, for sure. So walk us through this recipe, maybe the whys behind it too, and what you're using. Maybe start off with the equipment.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, this is a Hario Switch with the colored base this time, immersion and percolation. We're doing 16.5 grams of coffee, medium. I know the recipe says medium fine.
Yeah.
I know say that the grind size should be around medium.
Depends on the coffee, I guess.
Depends on the coffee.
Yeah.
The coffee we are using now, definitely medium. Maybe 25 clicks-ish on the Commandante. 23 to 25 clicks.
Paper filter?
This time we're doing the Abaca filters from Kafek.
Yeah, I love these.
Yeah. So 16.5 grams of coffee.
And you're starting with it closed, right?
Yeah.
Closed, okay. It's also called a hybrid brewer for some people out there. Or it's been used a lot, right? That name, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like we started with this dripper has not been super popular both in like competitions and everything, but I'm a bit proud that the recipe still stands.
Yeah.
So the first pour is with the valve closed, 50 grams. Let that sit for 40 seconds.
Yeah, for the bloom.
And when I played around with the recipes, I found that when having the first pour closed, I felt that the coffee was more sweet and the body was more pronounced with it.
Okay, but I've seen, there's many recipes out there.
Many recipes. Tetsu Kazuya has this popular devil's recipe that he calls it. And after 40 seconds, I'm opening.
And then right into a pour.
Yeah, I'm doing 100 grams, mostly in center.
And it's quite an aggressive pour.
Yeah. We'll just let that sit for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Let it run through to 1 minute and 30. And then we close the valve again. So this combination of immersion and percolation, in many coffees, most coffees I try, you have more sweetness and you have a more pronounced body. Of course, the ratio here is quite tight with 16.5 grams of coffee to 204 mils of water. But I think this combination of closed valve and open valve is really interesting. So I actually used this recipe when I won the nationals in 2020.
At the finals, or?
Yeah, at the finals.
Okay.
And I'm also used the same recipe in the World Brewers Cup Championship in Milan in 2021. So after 1 minute and 30, I closed the valve again. Let that sit to 2 minutes and 10. Then I'll open it.
Nice. That's not bad.
So, 3-pour recipe, 50 grams, closed valve, 100 grams with the open valve, and at the last pour up to 240 with a closed valve again.
And you have a name for this recipe? Do you have like a? I think you need a name for it.
Maybe we need a name. Tetsu has his name, recipe of his name. It calls it devil recipe.
Yeah, you need to call it. What are you going to call this? The angel recipe.
Maybe the angel recipe.
Angel God. Ole Kristian's God recipe.
So I spoke with Pike, shout out to him,
and
in Geneva last year, World of Coffee in Geneva, and he said that, Ole, do you know that the recipe we created we made an interview after Milan. You know that the recipe we created is actually one of the most viewed pages on our website.
That's crazy.
So quite fun. Total brewing time for this coffee, 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay, so it's quite short.
Yeah, it depends on the coffee. Yeah. I think the recipe on the website, on the Hario website, says around 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's of course depends on the coffee.
And what's the coffee you're brewing there?
Now we are brewing a honey processed Burundi coffee.
No. Nice. I'm excited to try your.
Maybe we should.
We need a name for it.
Call it the Angel's recipe. Maybe people in the comments should give us some ideas on
Maybe,
what we should call the recipe.
Yeah, well, what do you guys want to call it? Leave your comments in below. I think something the Viking theme, maybe.
Maybe Viking recipe.
Yeah, the Viking. Odin recipe.
Yeah.
He was the god, right? Wasn't he the big god? Viking culture. Nice. And then did you do any adjustments after, like, in terms of the grind size, or you just keep or maybe play with opening,
depends on the
closing?
grind size, what coffee you're using. Like in Milan in 2021, I used natural processed geisha from Hacienda La Esmeralda.
Of course.
Quite dense, and in the nationals I used a washed processed geisha from Finca Hartmann in Parma. That was also quite dense, but it depends on the coffee.
Both amazing farms.
What do you think of the?
Yeah, super smooth. Some nice red fruits in there.
Yeah. I think actually I just think you get more out of the coffee when combining immersion and percolation.
Yeah.
So I think if you're looking to just buy like one dripper, I think the Hario Switch you don't need to use open and close. You can do one. What are your favorite recipe with the
Actually,
Switch?
my wife uses this every morning,
Yeah?
and she does an immersion brew.
Yeah.
So she just has it closed. She doesn't really time her brews, but she walks away. She's making breakfast for kids, and then she just clicks on the valve, and she's got coffee. So she's quite happy. So I think for anyone like the beginner brewer to advance like yourself, I think it's perfect. It's kind of you get two brewers in one, right? So if you want that French press kind of cafetiere, stronger, more thicker body coffee, you can do that. And if you want that percolation, cleaner, vibrant. You would do it more of the open. So
I think that's the beauty of this dripper, that you can do both. Play around with both immersion and percolation. I think for this coffee, of course, in the competitions we use the geisha. This is a honey processed Burundi, but it's just super sweet.
Yeah, super sweet.
Really round, delicious coffee. And of course, I have many different drippers. I have many different recipes. There's many different coffees, but this recipe never disappoints, actually.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. And do you still use this one in competition?
Maybe I should start using it in competition again.
I think so, yeah, for sure. Anyways, if you have any comments, questions, ideas, you can leave those in the comments below. And if you want to reach out to Ole, you can. Where can they email you at?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Ole Kristian Bøen. And if you go to Google, I think it's still on the top there.
Yeah.
Hario, if you just type in Hario Switch recipe, you will come to Hario Europe.
Yeah, we just checked. It's there. Yeah. So thanks for joining, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, folks like us
drinks coffee like this.